The program here on CBS 60 Minutes has been around for almost 50 years. On Tuesday, a new book is going to be released called 50 Years of 60 Minutes, the inside story of television's most influential news broadcast. It was written by the show's executive producer, Jeff Fager. This past week, I interviewed him via satellite. Your book, 50 Years of 60 Minutes, what I thought was most interesting about this is that you felt like reading it that you're in the executive producer seat, getting the stories behind these remarkable stories. Tell us about some of your favorites. That's got to be a tough question.
It's a very tough question. I can tell you that I've been running the broadcast for 14 years now and have been close to it for almost 30. So that's literally thousands of stories, but we're so focused on what's happening this week and next that right now I'm focused on this past Sunday as one of my favorite stories, the story we did about the opioid crisis and the DEA being hobbled in trying to fight it.
A remarkable story. One of the things that you focus on as well is you talk about obviously the high points with these remarkable correspondents, with these remarkable storytellers, but you also confront issues like tensions, issues about ratings, which is hard to believe for 60 Minutes, even addressing the George Bush story in 2004 that was discredited because of the fraudulent documents. Was that difficult to kind of throw into this?
No, it really wasn't. You know, I think that as journalists, we know there are going to be ups and downs. There are big personalities that populated our broadcast for many years, and I missed so many of them. But they left such a mark, both in terms of their characters and in terms of their work. But also we made mistakes over the years, and I think that what I hoped with this book is that it would be good for journalism students, that we learned from our mistakes, and to share what we learned with the reader, I think, is of real value.
One of the things that I really liked about the book is that you incorporated not just the remarkable stories and the people that you interviewed, but you also included the written lead-ins, the Q&A reflecting these brilliant interviews. How did you happen to do that? Because it really brings you back into the story as a reader.
You know, it does, and I think that what I found so interesting is as we researched the book, it was amazing to see how many stories held up over all these years, how many interviews that mattered in the sort of history of the past half century and investigations that we did. I think that the actual book itself, in reading it, it takes you back, and a lot of readers who are loyal viewers will remember the stories that we put on the air. In the audio book, it's going to be very interesting because they're going to use those clips.
Oh, wow.
So that you can hear them unfold as you listen to the book. In
terms of, looking at this book, the access that this remarkable show has had over 50 years is unprecedented. What are some of the moments were you ever like, wow, this person's going to do an interview? Or were there ever moments where somebody actually ever turned you down?
Yes, we get turned down a lot. I think it's a scary proposition for a lot of people to come on 60 Minutes and really sit down for the questions that we're going to ask, which are always going to be tough. It's funny, I think in recent years it's the interviews like Putin. He does one every 10 years in that kind of a setting, and when I went with Charlie Rose, we did it 2 years ago and actually put it on the first night. We interviewed Donald Trump running for president as a combo, and that was an interview that I remember and still do as a difficult one to land, and Charlie Rose landed it. You never know when they're going to say yes and when they're ready to sort of be willing to sit down and listen to our questions and respond. So I think on a regular basis we get surprised when they do say yes, but we're also the only real mass audience left in the news business where you can reach so many Americans. And so oftentimes the reward is as big as the risk.
In looking through the book, you have a sense of sort of celebration and recognition of these remarkable figures in American political and cultural and social history, some of whom are gone now. You also have a sense of their loss, but also the loss of these remarkable voices that you had at 60 Minutes, these remarkable correspondents, as well as some of the amazing people behind the scenes. That could not have been easy to put together.
No, it took quite a bit of time, and I think that, you know, it's quite a legacy. In so many ways, what I wanted to make sure I did was to cover the half-century of history that we covered, as well as those people who did the covering, the people behind the scenes at 60 Minutes and the people in front of the camera. The combination is powerful because we covered some of the most important stories of our time and our times over generations. So that's what I hoped to do. I hoped that it would also be a history book, and also some fun, because, you know, the fact is that over all those years, these characters were full of life, in some ways larger than life, and I really tried to capture that as well.
Well, I think you absolutely did, and you kind of captured a measure of our Sunday evenings for so many readers, and I think people are going to really celebrate that as well. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.